and welcome. Another gorgeous listing, very exciting to present to you all today. This is the Amazon Green Porsche 911 964 generation Cabriolet. Absolutely stunning spec, and the condition is equally as stunning. I'm a huge fan of the 964, especially in Cabriolet form. The open, top experience is just wonderful. And driving this car with the top down is such a visceral and classic feeling driving experience. It is overall in wonderful cosmetic condition. It's a 1991 example with a 5-speed, and we have really enjoyed getting to know this car. It's always been garage kept, and most importantly, just had a pretty major service running right around $5,000 from our friends over at German Auto Repair, who do wonderful work. We've sent them quite a few cars, and this car benefited from their attention to detail in terms of mechanicals go. So if you've seen our listings before, you'll know that we do probably the most thorough overview videos out of any seller on Bring a Trailer. We'll go over every square inch of the car, both the exterior and the interior, then do a cold start, and then take it out on the road to show you guys what this thing is like to drive while testing all of the features and functions as well. So, as I mentioned, very clean example, but we will just go over it with a fine-tooth comb as best we can to try to point out as many flaws as I can find. Starting with the nose, really in immaculate shape. There's like a tiny bit, very, very mild lifting on this trim piece here. As you can see, it's fixed here, but just this center portion has a little bit of lift, as you can see. Down below, really, really nice. No stone chips on the nose. I love this color. It's like a mixture of blue and green. And honestly, I have not seen another Amazon Green 964 Cabriolet on Bring a Trailer, which is a huge, huge factor in the value of this car. Even down below, really good. Tiny little nick on that lower splitter there, but otherwise, the nose is in amazing shape, and a little bit of separation here on that pad there. Your headlights, both the lenses and the trim ring, is in perfect shape. The hood, really from bottom to top or tip to tail, really just perfect. Not a single scratch or stone chip. Coming around to the front driver quarter and the lower front section of the bumper, everything is immaculate. Tiny bit of separation there on that rubber trim, but otherwise just stunning. The quarter is in wonderful shape. A tiny little scratch there, if you can even see that. Very, very mild. Again, I'm kind of grasping at straws here. All of the panel gaps are wonderful. The rubber trim to fill the gaps is really nice. Your cowl looks great. Windshield is in wonderful shape. Couple tiny rock chips on the passenger side, which I'll get to, but your windshield seals look perfect. Mirrors are also stunning. Same with the fuel door and the midsection of the front driver quarter. Now for wheels and tires, these are 2021 date code Pilot Sport All Seasons. The wheels are in wonderful shape as well. They have a little bit of striations. There's no material missing, so theoretically these could just be polished because it's potentially just some paint transfer. Rotors look great. Calipers have a little bit of paint flake, pardon me, and pads look quite good. Lug nuts are in nice shape. You got center caps. Everything looks quite nice. A little bit more separation on the rubberized trim here, which I am able to fix just by hand, but some separation worth noting there. Door panel gaps look good. And then the door itself is just stunning. There's one really small touch-up area right there, but otherwise the door is literally immaculate. The fitment is perfect. A little bit of sort of fingernail scratching in that door handle area, as you can see, but the rockers are wonderful. All your trim is perfect. Glass is in wonderful shape. Window seals look great. And the top is just immaculate as well. Really, really, really nice. It looks, I can only imagine it's been replaced, but hard to say for sure. We don't have an invoice for that, because if it was likely done under the previous owner, but stunning condition, the top. Now for the rear driver quarter, this is a very common place for stone chips to occur, and there is a little bit of sort of degradation for road debris just because this is a staggered panel. It protrudes a bit, but overall, very, very good. No egregious chips, even towards the rear. Everything looks perfect all the way to the tail light. Rear driver wheel and tire, again, 2021 Michelins, plenty of tread life left. They may be a little bit tired, but the car handles perfectly. Rotors look good, caliper looks good, and overall the wheel is in wonderful shape, other than a little bit of curbing on this outer lip here, about that much, and a little bit more down below. Otherwise, really, really nice condition. Now for the rear, starting with the deployable spoiler, we do have one crack in the plastic there, but otherwise it's in wonderful shape. The rear plastic window looks wonderful as well. This is lifting ever so slightly, but again, not anything that's going to compromise the top. Down below, tail light looks wonderful. Same with the driver outer side of the bumper. No flaws there. The deck lid, everything is exactly as it should be. The fitment is wonderful. The badging is perfect. And I love this sort of auxiliary brake light here. Nice feature as well. Your integrated rear lighting system that basically runs the entire width of the car. The reflector is in wonderful shape. The bumper is really just in perfect shape. This is protruding a little bit, this marker light. But otherwise, just stunning. There is a very, very small scratch here, if that's even visible. But overall, just stunning, stunning shape. Now for the passenger side, exhaust exit, single exit on the passenger side looks great. Tail light on the passenger looks great. Quarter on the rear looks wonderful. Deck lid on the passenger side looks great as well. There is one small chip there, very, very small. And the passenger side of the top also looks great in the rear. Bumper, wonderful shape. All the fitments are perfect. The rear quarter, again, is just flawless. Above the wheel, perfect shape. Again, the top, really this where the C-pillar would be, is wonderful as well. Rear passenger wheel and tire, the only curbing on the wheel is very mild from about here to here, if that's visible. 21 date codes on the tires, so 3 out of 3 with the same date codes. Again, they've got life left, but if you're gonna drive it really hard, I would probably opt to replace them, but you have at least a few thousand more miles out of them. Rotors look great, pads have life left, and the caliper looks great as well. The front of the rear passenger quarter is in wonderful shape. It's not a scratch, that's just a little road debris. And then just some very, very, very mild degradation on this panel here. Again, because it's a staggered stance car, little bit of lifting going on this rubber trim here, just for the final inch towards the rear. But the panel itself is in wonderful shape. Glass, passenger glass is stunning, both the quarter window and the main window. Same with the convertible top. I'll also add that the top closes perfectly flush. Really, really nice. The mirror also looks fantastic. And then the passenger door is just in immaculate shape. We have the smallest little chip there. I mean, minuscule. And your rockers are also just in stunning, immaculate shape. Mirror caps, we have just one very small scratch there, but the fitment on the doors is perfect. A-pillars look great. Again, where the windshield meets the roof is in wonderful shape. And the windshield itself is really good overall. We just have 2 small rock chips, one there and one there. They are minuscule, but worth noting. All the seals look good. And now for the front passenger quarter, but the cowl before I get there is also in wonderful shape. The quarter down below behind the wheel, again, not a single flaw. This trim is in really nice shape, and even the rocker right behind the wheel is in wonderful shape as well. Going forward to the midsection of the quarter panel, everything looks wonderful. Front driver wheel and tire, no curbing on the wheel, just a little bit of staining as you can see, but that could probably be removed with an acid wheel cleaner by someone that knows what they're doing. Again, 2021 date codes on the tires, and the rotors look wonderful. This caliper is in perfect shape, and there's plenty of pad life left. So, passenger side of the hood is also, again, just flawless, really, really nice. The front of the quarter, sort of the headlight area, is also just flawless. Your lenses are wonderful, your trim ring's in great shape. And then the front passenger corner of the bumper and the quarter also just flawless, other than the most mild separation right there. I mean, it's minuscule, but worth noting. All of your auxiliary lights are in wonderful shape, and the passenger side of the front bumper is also just flawless. Really, really, really nice car. So now we'll head around to the interior and show you guys what that's about. Now for the interior, starting with the outside of the door here. Really, really nice shape. No scraping, no scratching from improper fitment. Door cards sit nice and tight. There's no play. I can't pull them off. Bottoms of the doors are also in wonderful shape. And the door card itself is just stunning. Really, really nice. No fade in the leather, no wear on the grab handle. Your door pockets are in wonderful shape. The carpet is still nice and plush. Even your door jambs are just wonderful, wonderful, with your stickering exactly where it should be. And the engine release, as you can see, works like a charm. Floor mats, pedals, everything looks wonderful. Same with the seat. The seat has virtually no wear other than just a tiny bit here in front of the seat control. But overall very good. There is also some key marking on the ignition cylinder, but the dash looks wonderful. The gauge clusters are in flawless shape. The steering wheel even has virtually no wear. Transmission tunnel, even the shift knob is not worn. Very, very, very impressive. And the headliner of the convertible top is also just immaculate as well. I'll show you guys the rear bench while we're here. And the seat back, a little bit of a split here, not a huge deal. And the rear seats are in wonderful shape. They do fit a regular sized human with some contortion. And now we'll head around to the engine bay. Again, we just had some pretty significant service done, but this car runs wonderfully. Very clean engine bay, nothing out of place, no wetness. Some mild wear on the fan, so to speak, but belts look good. Everything looks wonderful, and the AC does work well as well. Nothing that jumps out or gives me any pause or concern. Really just a nice, clean engine bay. And the struts are quite powerful as well. Passenger side, much the same. Just stunning shape, starting with the door and the outer edge of the door. Everything looks wonderful. Door card is in fantastic shape. The leather, the armrest, the grab handle, the carpeting. The only flaw is that this speaker is missing its cover, but otherwise everything works and looks great. Jams, kick plates, rear jam, just wonderful shape. Same with the seat itself. Virtually no wear, no rips or tears. Very mild creasing on the outer bolster. And the carpeting is just flawless. Same with the dash and the glove box, center console, transmission tunnel, and then of course the headliner from the passenger side is just stunning. So now, last but not least, just the rear on the passenger side. Again, little bit of material failure here but otherwise really nice. And that rear passenger seat, as you can see, has that little piece of leather sticking up there. That is the only flaw that I have noticed in the rear. Doesn't look to have been used very much. So now, last but not least, the frunk up in the nose. And that is accessed via what would typically be the hood release down in the footwell. Now, if I can remember, that's how it's done. Very clean front frunk area. We do have the toolkit here. Let's see if it's complete. And it does appear to be quite complete. I'm not sure if these are original Porsche tools. This is a snap-on, so assume that not all of these are selected special steel West Germany. So I think many of these are original components from the toolkit, but I'm sure not all of them are. Klein, West Germany, so I'm assuming that is also original, and then your tow hook as well. But very nice, always good to have the toolkit. Let me roll that back up, your tool roll. Dropped one thing there. And it even fastens back in place with the button. Very nice, but the carpeting's in wonderful shape. We can even go underneath. Place for a trickle charger, your spare. Everything looks very good. I will say, these buttons, as you can see, have pulled out. So noting another flaw there, but they do fit around the fastener as they should, and that will hold that in place pretty well. So now we'll do a cold start and hit the road, go for a drive. Alrighty, now for the cold start, and I might add, the primary key has a paint-matched Porsche crest keychain, and there are 3 keys for this car. So grabbing the exhaust, nice and cold. It's not freezing out today, it's about 80 degrees, but we haven't started the car in about a week or so. Hopping in. And I'll also use this as an opportunity to show the convertible top as well. So, key in, all the lights come on, and fires right up. Put it in neutral, foot off the clutch. Very, very nice. Sounds wonderful. And now I will do the convertible top as well. One moment, please. I'm gonna go windows down. And turn the car off. Position 2, and then top works wonderfully. So there's the down position, and I'll put it back up. And there you go. So we'll start it back up, hop in, and go for a drive. Alrighty, starting with the first item, which needs to be filmed from outside the car. It's going to be the deployable wing. And the warning light for the wing is on for some reason, but there it goes up, and here it goes down. So it does function exactly as it should. Now we come back in, go through the rest of the features and functions. I'm going to turn the AC down just one notch. And the AC does blow cold, which is wonderful. So left to right, door locks, and I believe we have power locks as well. Very good. Windows. Put that back up. Put that back up. I think I have, yeah, power adjustable windows. That works as it should. Out and back up. What else do we have? The fuel door release is here. The vents are working. Lights work as well, as will see from the driving video. Turn signal, left, right, high beams indicating there. What else do we have? The convertible top switch is there. Horn is here, works well. Windshield wipe and spray. Cruise control here. Here's your climate controls, which do function. I think that's windshield wiper speed, potentially. Not 100% sure. All the gauges work as well. I'm going to turn the AC back up because it's hot in here. Hazards. Warning light check. Rear defrost, fog lights, cigarette lighter, and the Blaupunkt. Very nice. And it does have a Bluetooth function as well, which is wonderful. Go back to FM. Very good. Everything works as it should there. And that's pretty much it. You have a cassette changer. The glove box is here. That needs to be keyed, and I'm not going to turn the car off, but that does function. And the AC is working well, but I am still very hot. And yeah, that's about it. I'm going to open my window, and let's go for a drive. So as you can see, the only warning light is for that rear deployable wing, which you can see there. But otherwise, I mean, this car is just fantastic. Really, really great. And the light has gone away once we began driving. So we'll do a nice little 10-mile test drive. Shifts smooth as butter. And again, all gauges function exactly as they should. And there's a wonderful duality to this car. It's sporty, yet a great cruiser at the same time. It is very much the best of both worlds. And most importantly, despite being a 35-year-old car, it is just tight as can be. Really, really tight. It feels wonderful. I'll close my window, turn the AC up. Just fantastic, honestly. Really, really just a fantastic car to be behind the wheel of. And luckily we are blessed with some of the best driving roads in New England. And we will certainly use them now. So this is Route 7 heading south along the Housatonic River. And we're not all the way warm yet, but I'll give it some throttle. Car feels fantastic. So tight in the corners. And the steering is incredibly sensitive. I'm hardly turning the wheel, and my inputs are certainly conveying into our position on the road. Usually you have a lot more play in these systems, especially for a car of this age, but this is just wonderful. Really, really nice. We are stuck behind an old Land Rover, which is certainly going to slow us down pretty significantly. The AC is interesting. I would say it's definitely not the strongest system, but it is slowly cooling us down. Let's see if we can do cruise control here. Not 100% sure how to use this. decel, cancel, reset. I'm assuming you just push it forward. It doesn't really seem to be cooperating. Let's try that again. Nope, not quite. So I'm not sure if I'm just operating cruise control incorrectly or if there is a flaw with that. But just such a great car to be behind the wheel of. Really, really wonderful. I am going to open my window again because I am rather warm-blooded, and the only AC that really tends to cool me down is that of a modern General Motors product or what have you. But just a wonderful day for a drive. Hopefully on the way back we will get an opportunity to open it up a little bit. This will give us a nice chance to let everything get up to temperature, but as you can see, all gauges are functioning. Oil temperature, oil pressure. I think the oil level may be the only one that is not functioning, or maybe it does work, but it's reading a little low, and you got to be stationary. But speedo, tach, as you can see, is rolling accurately. And I will add that there's two discrepancies with mileage on the Carfax, both of which are very obvious clerical errors. We run into Carfax misreporting pretty often, and the most recent one is the shop who we actually had to do the work read the odometer incorrectly and put it in just a few weeks ago when we had the car service. Instead of 41,000 miles, they put in 400,000 miles, or 410,000 miles. So obviously that is a mistake. And then I believe there's one earlier in the car's life that said it was maybe like at 11,000 miles when it was really at like 35. But if you follow the chronology of the mileage increases, it's all very consistent. And I am absolutely steadfast and confident in the fact that this is an accurate mileage car. I mean, just look at the condition. It hasn't been restored as far as we know. Very much an original car with all its original components, both cosmetic and mechanical. And just a wonderfully kept car. The condition is very impressive. And 41,000 miles is not a ton of mileage, but it's also not zero. It has been driven, it has been enjoyed, it has been used. So it's very obvious to me that the custodians of this wonderful automobile have been very, very meticulous in driving it carefully, maintaining it properly, and really just treating it with the respect that it deserves. And we all know that the 964 and really the later model air-cooled 911s have become incredibly desirable. This and the 993 are like really the last hurrah in terms of air-cooled vehicles from Porsche. The 993 being the final iteration, this being the penultimate iteration. And yeah, it just makes for, you know, a very, very wonderful driving experience because you get a lot of the modern creature comforts that you would on, for example, like a 996 or a 997, while staying true to the air-cooled power plant and heritage that Porsche has been known for, you know, the better part of 4 decades, up until they released the water-cooled 996 generation and 986 generation Boxster. And yes, of course, you could buy, this is where it gets interesting actually, is when this car was on the market, the 928 was also on the market and expected to replace the 911 entirely, and it failed miserably at that task because it's not what Porsche was known for. They tried to make a front engine sort of super tourer, and the 928s are wonderful cars other than some maintenance issues and, you know, just a lot of care that they required. And the 911 stuck around as the flagship even to this day, you know, 30 years after Porsche sort of shifted to replace their flagship, the 911, with the 928. So that's interesting. And that is a water-cooled car, which was being produced at the same time as the 964 generation, in addition to the 944 generation as well. The 944, you know, not a 911, of course, but its own really chassis and sports car. So I'm gonna just swing around quickly and beat this Volvo and get on the throttle. Wonderful, wonderful, just fantastic. Oh, what a car. And it's not a rocket ship, but the power and torque is incredibly linear, and it's such a different animal over 3,000 RPM. It really is. Just a wonderful vehicle to drive, you know, comfortably as a cruiser, but also as what it was meant to be, which is a sports car. Just making sure my microphone's working. Downshift to third here, very smooth. Weight transfer is incredibly predictable. Wow. Just a wonderful car to sling through the corners on a country road like this. Fantastic. And it's no surprise why the 993 and the 964 generation, which I actually prefer over the 993, are so valuable. I mean, it's really just a irreplicable driving experience, in my opinion. Air-cooled, rear-mounted, flat six, lightweight chassis, sort of a no-frills, the bare minimum in terms of what you'd expect from a luxury vehicle of this era is how I would describe it. You know, they gave you the sort of basic luxury car experience while very much staying true to the sports car experience. And I'm sure many of you watching this video will be quite familiar with the 964 generation and other air-cooled Porsches, so I may just be preaching to the choir here. But just a wonderful car. Wonderful car. Throttle response is fantastic. Even a second gear downshift, smooth as butter. It doesn't blur. So smooth through the gears. Just wonderful. And I won't follow too closely because we want to keep our nose in good condition, which it is really in perfect condition essentially. But yeah, just a wonderful automobile. And this color, again, it's like sort of the find another one scenario with this one. I have only found one comparable sale, and that was a coupe, which fetched a pretty serious premium. I think mainly because of the color. Everyone has sort of realized that odd color or specialty color Porsches, especially classic Porsches, are worth their weight in gold. Just because most people ordering Porsches new, the original owners, most of the time went for a relatively reserved color. You know, the most common Porsche colors are typically black and silver and gray. Maybe you'll get a little bit of blue, maybe you'll get a little bit of like carmine red or guards red, but primarily you're going to have like seal gray, black, Carrera white, all of those sorts of more basic colors. So when a car comes along like this, it's really just, it's such a thing of beauty. And I think as far as the 911 goes, it's one of the best suited cars for a rare and sort of unique color like this, because the styling, as compared to its competitors, is relatively reserved. Yes, you get the iconic Porsche 911 design language, sort of the bug eye headlights, and the headlights that essentially become the front fenders and quarter panels, just in terms of the way that they're shaped. They sort of extend to the midsection of the car, and obviously that sloped rear. But it's not super aggressive, very timeless design, and obviously that's why 911s have held their value so well. So a strange color really makes them pop, and I think strange is the wrong word. It's really more unique is what suits these cars best, and the market reflects that without a doubt. But yeah, there's a good 10 or so mile drive. Perfectly happy. Temps are wonderful. Pressures are wonderful. Again, gauges work flawlessly. First gear pull. And the wing deploys, I believe, over 60 miles an hour. But just fantastic. Really just what an honor and a treat to be able to present this car to you all. I'm still a little bit warm. Open that window there. But just fantastic. I mean, these cars are just so lovely. So lovely. And when properly cared for, it's just, they are rewarding in every sense of the word. Really just wonderful. Just wonderful. So I appreciate you all, if you've made it this far watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation, and this is a car that you can absolutely bid with confidence on. That should be all-encompassing and cover everything that you will have wanted to see. But if for some reason we missed any feature or function or area, please let us know. We're happy to post any additional follow-up content that you may want to see. And thank you all so much for watching. And we've got a visitor here.